Welcome back, guys, to another episode. Me and Dave, we're back here in the shack, and today we're going to be smoking up some baby back ribs. Yes, you heard it, baby back ribs, and we're doing it in our Dravos smoker. We're really putting this thing to the test at the moment, guys, but come in, have a look. So we've got some beautifully meaty baby backs, guys. You can just look at how thick that loin meat is on top. But we are going to pop off the membrane. I'm sure you've seen it all before, but if you haven't, best way to do it is to get a butter knife, work your way into that membrane, pop a corner, take your paper towel for grip, and like that, guys. Super lucky, it comes off in a wanna, left a little bit at the end. But that's one rack of ribs ready to take the seasoning. I'll get on and take the rest of the membranes off. Time for a nice rub. We're going to go super sweet and salty on these pork today. So I've got 8 tablespoons of kosher salt, 8 tablespoons of caster sugar or confectionery sugar, and then for our spice mix, they're in 4s, 4 tablespoons of coarse ground black pepper, 4 tablespoons of turmeric, and that's going to give that beautiful colour, 4 tablespoons of paprika, and then our secret ingredient, some Lara's seasoned salt, and there's 4 tablespoons of that. Get it into your mixer jar. Can't get the lid on, guys. Look at the layers in that. So work it through. I'll give this a good shake, and that will be our perfectly all-rounded sweet, savoury, porky barbecue rub. Nicely combined, guys. Always taste it, see how you like it, but rub it whichever you want. But today we're using this one. I'm going to start on the bone side first, and we're going to put a nice liberal coating on these on top. Beautiful rub. We'll let this tack up, and then we'll turn them over and do the other side. Same process again, guys. You can see it's just starting to sweat out. So we'll take 2 of our racks, get our beautiful seasoning, and a good coating, and we'll make sure we get them edges. I'll touch them up in the board. Right, we're going to let these hang out on here for about 10-15 minutes, start to draw out the moisture. While we're doing that, let's get the smoker ready. Right, we've got our Dravos smoker. We're going to be hanging these ribs. We've got plenty of height in the barbecue, but I've set them up on the second rail so we can get some nice heat from the element at the bottom down near the smoke, but not too near the top of the bottom. That would be a perfect place to place them, so I've got them set up in here. I'm going to pop on the smoker. I'm going to turn on the compressor. We'll turn the smoke percentage up to 100 at the moment, and then I've got my smoking tube down here filled with cherry wood, apple wood and beech chips. I thought I'd do a bit of a mixture, guys. So we'll fire this up. Once it starts to smoulder, it will start to draw through the smoke. There you go. See, the smoke's already starting to draw through. So we'll let that smoke start to pull, and while that's starting to pull, I'm going to turn on the convection fan, I'm going to turn on the heating element, and then we're going to be smoking these at 120 degrees Celsius. So we'll set that up. Oop, too high, guys. To 120 degrees Celsius, and we're going to make sure our chimney at the top is fully open. So while this warms up, so you can see our ribs are starting to sweat out. We're going to hang these, as I said, and we want to hang them from the thickest side, which is normally the tapered end of the ribs, guys. As it starts to get to the wide end, it's slightly thinner. So we're going to take some of our meat hooks. We want to go at least 2 ribs down, which I think we can get on here, and then hang the ribs. So again, one last time, this is the thicker end, 1, 2, at least 2 ribs down into the bone. Beautiful hanging ribs. So that smoke's nicely starting to roll, temperature's climbing, we've got the ribs hooked up. Let's get them in. Don't smoke yourself. I do that every time. There's our beautiful ribs. What we're going to do, although the heating element's at the back and it is a convection oven, I'm still going to point them bones towards that heating element just in case. And then we're going to hang 2 ribs on the back and 2 on this front side. Just try and stagger them. Looking rather beautiful. Now this has got a sink in the bottom, so you can swill it out of the bottom when it drips in the bottom. So no need about a dripping pan. If you want to do, you could pop one in. But let's shut up of the door and let them beautiful ribs roll in that smoke. So I've had the door open, the temp is just starting to come back up. I've turned the smoke back up, I did turn it down while I had the door open. I'm going to leave that rolling for the first 2 hours on 100% smoke, then I'm going to come back, check the colour, see what the ribs feel like. I may turn the smoke down depending on how smoky I want them, but for now we'll roll them for 2 hours, we'll check them. I think the total cook time could be between 3 and 4 hours. They're quite meaty ribs, but we'll check them at the 2 hour mark, guys. The ribs have been rolling in the smoke for 2 hours, guys. Do you want to see what they look like? Trust a plane to fly over now. Just have a look at them beautiful ribs, picking up loads of smoke. What I'm going to do now, just to moisten up the surface of them, I've got my spritz here, which is just cider vinegar, Worcestershire sauce and water, and we're just going to give a quick spray on the surface of these ribs just to keep them moistened, because we're not wrapping these, we're going to take them naked the entire time. So for the next couple of hours we're going to be monitoring them temps, just checking on that surface. Any dry spots, I'll just give them a quick spray with the old spritz. Just for information, guys, the temp in around internal temp of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to be taking them up to around the 200 degrees Fahrenheit internal temp until they're nice and flexible and wobbly. Me again, just been over 4 hours. And these ribs are looking absolutely fantastic. Starting to get some beautiful pull back on the bones, so we know that they're getting near to that finishing temp, and they've got a beautiful bark on them, guys. I'll just pop that back in there a second. Keep the door closed, because if you're looking you ain't cooking. But I'm going to pop these out and sauce them up, so come have a look. So as I said, guys, beautiful bark on them. You can see just starting to get that pull back on the bone. A beautiful mahogany colour. So I'm going to sauce these up. I'm going to take Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. I'm going to do the backside first. And we'll flip them and do the meat side. Look at them, guys. Just like glistening jewels. Pop these back in the barbecue and let that sauce set up for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to pop out the other two. I'll see you when it's time for pulling. Just finishing off the ribs, guys. The wait is over. It's time to pull them, guys. That was really theatrical and didn't open them all the way. Just have a look at these. Use my hook to hook them off. Look at the shine. Absolutely stunning. Let's get them into the tray. Now let's let them rest for 10 minutes and then we're going to slice them. If you want to rest them longer, wrap them in tin foil, guys. It's getting dark and I really want to taste these bad boys. 10 minutes rest, guys. Sticky. Beautiful ribs. You can see the pull back on them. Trying to, trying not to damage them too much. Let's see how well cooked they are. Just pull apart. That's the bone. And there's the meaty side. Beautifully meaty. Perfect bite through. Leaves your teeth marking. They're super sweet and salty. I think Dave's coming in for a taste test. It's official taste test time, guys. I'm not going to give him the bone. I'm going to pull some off. Dave. Yummy, yummy. Hold on, he might want to attack the bone while I talk to you guys. I hope you've really enjoyed this cook. This smoker has absolutely rocked it. Amazing job, guys. You're not going to get the smoke ring like you would in an offset or in one of your Kamado grills, but you get an amazing clean smoky flavour, and that bark on them ribs is stunning. I hope you've enjoyed the cook. Me and Dave are going to go inside and devour these, and we'll see you in the next video somewhere over here.